All right, on these next two examples, we're basically got to find everything, and then once I find it all, I am going to try to sketch it as best I can without the graphing calculator or without Desmos, and then we'll just look on Desmos and see how our sketch was. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is look for my horizontal or slant asymptote. So because it's x squared over x squared, I'm just going to be dividing those two. So 3x squared divided by x squared is just 3. So I know this has a horizontal asymptote of 3. Now I'm going to find my y-intercept. I know the y-intercept, I just divide the constants. So negative 18 divided by negative 4, well 4 goes into 16 4 times, so this is 4.5. Now we gotta simplify this. So first thing, the numerator, 3 is a GCF, so I can factor it out. So it's 3 times x squared minus x minus 6 over x squared minus 4 is the difference of squares. So it factors as x plus 2 times x minus 2. Once the denominator is factored, we can get our non-permissible values, our negative 2 and positive 2. And now we just need to figure out, okay, are those vertical asymptotes or is it a whole? So I need to keep factoring out the numerator. So I need to find two numbers that add to negative 1 and multiply to negative 6. And those two numbers are negative 3 and positive 2. So the numerator is going to factor as 3 times x plus 2 times x minus 3 over x plus 2 times x minus 2. So the x plus 2's are going to cancel out, which tells me that the negative 2 is a whole. So I know there's a whole with an x value of negative 2. Because I'm going to try and sketch this, I'm going to actually find the y value for the whole by subbing negative 2 back into the simplified form. So the 3 times x minus 3 over x minus 2. If you sub negative 2 in for x there, so you get 3 times negative 5 over negative 4. 3 times negative 5 is negative 15 over negative 4 is positive 15 over 4, which is 3.5. So I know there's a whole at negative 2 comma 3.5. You do not need to, for any questions you're asked, you just need to find the x value for the whole. I'm not going to ask you to find the y value for the whole. That's kind of something that you'll do later on in calculus. But for now, all we want on any questions for this course is for you to figure out what the x value of the whole is. So we know the whole is at negative 2, but then that means that that positive 2 non-permissible value must be a vertical asymptote. So the only thing left is we need some x-intercepts. We got everything else. Well, that x minus 3 in the numerator doesn't cancel out, so that means there must be an x-intercept at positive 3. And now we can try and sketch this, or I'm going to try and sketch this. So I just made my own little axes here. And first thing I'm going to graph is my vertical asymptote at 2. And now my horizontal asymptote at 3. And then the nice thing about wholes, x-intercepts, and y-intercepts is they kind of give us some points to graph. So I'm going to graph, there's the x-intercept at 3. And the y-intercept up at 4.5 is there. And then the whole is at negative 2, positive 3.5, which mine's more like it's at 4 than at 3.5, but just as an estimate. But once I have those 2 points and the asymptotes, I can kind of just make it follow the asymptotes. Same thing, that x-intercept at 3 tells me it's in that little piece, and then I'm just going to follow the asymptote down, and then going to come up and then follow the asymptote to the right. Now we'll just graph this on Desmos, and there's the graph on Desmos. You can't see the whole, but you can tell that the shape was basically right, so it wasn't too bad. For this course, we're not actually going to do any sketching where you have to sketch this ever without Desmos, but it's just nice to kind of try.